Welcome, dear sister. Find a safe and comfortable place to sit or lay down. Take several deep, nourishing breaths as you allow these affirmations to envelop you in a warm embrace. If it feels right for you, close your eyes and allow your awareness to turn inward. And so we begin. I affirm it is time for my heart to be free. I forgive myself for negating my own peace and joy. I release fear and uncertainty, and I choose to trust my inner knowing. I forgive myself for accepting false beliefs of lack and limitation. The truth of me is far greater than I can even fathom. I forgive myself for past actions taken in survival mode. I understand that I did the best I could with what I knew of myself. I forgive myself for not choosing love. I affirm my worthiness and cultivate self-love and acceptance. I refuse to let past errors define my present or dictate my future. I set myself free from the identity of that scared little girl. I now emerge ready to embrace my inherent wisdom. I forgive myself for all the times I fell short of my own potential, and I acknowledge the hidden barriers that held me back. I reclaim my autonomy and let go of self-mistreatment. It's time for love. I forgive myself for the choices I made when I didn't know how to do or be any better. I release all resentment for circumstances of the past. I forgive myself for my own self-deception. I now choose to tell myself the truth, no matter how painful that may be. I choose to see myself through the loving eyes of my ancestors, and I shall not fear my greatness. I acknowledge the generational wounds that have shaped how I treat myself. I offer myself forgiveness now as I strive to heal and break free from these patterns. I no longer disrespect myself. I release the belief that I must punish myself to atone for my mistakes. I forgive myself for every moment I allowed self-doubt to dim my inner light. It is okay for me to shine. I carry the truth of my ancestors in my DNA, and I am inherently good. I surrender the hurt in my heart to the divine. I trust in the highest love. I accept that I cannot change the events of the past, and I release myself from trying to do so. I recognize that how I think of myself directly corresponds to how other people treat me. I choose to treat myself with love. I extend forgiveness to myself for entertaining notions of my own inadequacy. I release the need to judge myself for actions I took when I was in a less evolved state. I stand on the shoulders of giants, carrying their legacy forward with pride as I reach for my own dreams. Though painful, I acknowledge the shame I feel and I tenderly hold those parts of myself with love. I acknowledge that through it all, I did the best I could. I am an alchemist, turning the lessons of the past into the wisdoms of my future. I forgive myself for believing in the falsehood of scarcity and lack. I offer myself grace and understanding for the times when my best just wasn't enough to get the task done. I choose to love myself anyway. I acknowledge my inherent worth and capacity for greatness. I forgive myself for all the days and all the ways I dishonoured and disrespected myself. I now recognise the divinity within myself. I am worthy of all good things. I forgive myself for moments of self-doubt. I recognise them simply as fleeting shadows that cannot dim the brilliance of my true light. I am my ancestors' dream. I forgive myself for believing that I am unworthy or incapable. My actions during times of survival deserve compassion and understanding. I accept that punishing myself does not change the past. I forgive myself for the sacrifices I made to protect myself. I am enough. I have always been enough, and my value shall never diminish. I release any ancestral patterns that no longer serve my highest good. I accept my own gift of liberation from the past. I honour myself by releasing inherited patterns of self-mistreatment. For too long, I have carried the burdens with a false sense of ownership. I release them now. I choose to make peace with my perceived imperfections. I no longer allow myself or others to hold me hostage to who I used to be. I am consistently evolving. I am worthy of my own forgiveness. I honour who I used to be. She fought for me to be here. But I now recognise there is no fight. I forgive and release the shame carried by my ancestors, for it is not my burden to carry. In a state of lack, I did and accepted things that I am not proud of, but I choose to love myself anyway. My ancestors carried unspeakable hurt and pain, but I now recognise that it is possible, right, and honourable for me to release this. Although the past is already written, I have agency and choice in my current and future story. I forgive myself for the times I couldn't, wouldn't, or simply did not know how to say no. I deserve to feel light and free from the weight of self-condemnation. Though I acknowledge the part I played in past events, I let go of self-blame. I forgive myself for every missed opportunity to honour my needs and desires. I choose to have a better relationship with myself now. I forgive myself for accepting less than I deserved when I was afraid. I recognize that forgiving myself is a vital step in breaking cycles of generational trauma. I forgive myself for the choices I made in the pursuit of safety and security. I release old patterns of self-neglect. I now nourish myself physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I release all remnants of shame and guilt associated with my past actions and choices. I forgive myself for the moments of desperation that led me to compromise my own integrity. I align with the ancestral wisdom that guides me towards healing. I deserve this healing. I offer myself compassion for all the hurt I carry in my heart. I forgive myself for when I didn't speak up for myself. I forgive myself for when I dishonored my body. I forgive myself for when I accepted less than I deserved. I forgive myself for when I acted in malice. I forgive myself for misrepresenting myself. I forgive myself for when my voice of hurt spoke louder than my voice of love. I forgive myself for when I knew better but did not do better. Because even so, I deserve love. I deserve peaceful thoughts. I deserve restful sleep. I deserve a supportive community. I deserve to thrive. I affirm my power to rewrite a new story for myself, rooted in kindness, forgiveness, self-compassion, and love. In my darkest moments, I resided in fear, but I now choose a life of joy. I forgive myself for the times I silenced my own voice. I now recognize the importance of honoring and expressing my truth. I release the need for perfection and accept myself as a work in progress. I thank the child I used to be, for she was the first stepping stone to the now version of me. In self-acceptance, I find freedom from the burdens of the past. I allow myself to move forward with clarity and purpose. I embrace the truth of what happened. I offer myself peace and acceptance. I forgive myself for adopting the false beliefs of those around me. I invite divine intervention to assist me in letting go of negative feelings I hold about myself. I release the grip of past mistakes and embrace the journey of growth and self-discovery with open arms. Though I am the culmination of my ancestors' dream, my work now is to simply live a life of joy and peace. Though I recognize the truth of what happened, I no longer allow the past to be my shackles. I forgive myself for every moment I silenced my own voice. I deserve to be heard, and I grant myself the space to do so. It is time for my peace. May these affirmations continually assist you in embracing your truth and finding your peace.